And I'm Doe, some called our partnership T and Doe. That's not my name, but that's how I'm referred to on planet Earth at this time. I've been talking to my students that are sitting in front of me about talking to you. And let me say that our mission here at this time is about to come to a close in the next few days. We came from distant space, and even what some might call somewhat of another dimension, and we're about to return from whence we came. And I'd say that when we say we came from distant space, that we're talking about what your religious literature would call the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God. And we came for the express purpose to offer a doorway to the kingdom of God at the end of this civilization, the end of this age, the end of this millennium. And now that we're about to return, just a few things we wanted to say to you. And of course we are aware that if you have not been given an ingredient of knowledge, information, by that kingdom, then you certainly will have no capacity to know that I'm telling you the truth, or that this information has any validity. If you do know, when you hear what we're talking about, and when you study the information that we're leaving behind, that it has truth in it, and if you see yourself as a part of it, then you have to respond according to what you feel. We came from that time, that space, entered this one. When we came, we had to take human bodies. We didn't take them as infants. We came into them in the mid-70s. My partner T and I came into our vehicles a few years before we began to help these come into their bodies. We call them vehicles. And now it's time for us to leave the vehicles that we
Attention, this is the emergency broadcasting system. Pursuant to the FCC's regulations regarding emergency situations, this network has suspended all operations indefinitely, so that we may advise all network affiliate stations to join the network for this ongoing emergency. Please do not turn off your television. An emergency announcement is forthcoming. Please continue watching.
Are we on the air now? This is news correspondent, Christine Amanpour. Many of you watching have already been told earlier this evening about the approaching Hale-Bop comet. Apparently, an unexpected event has taken place and the comet is heading now directly towards the Earth, specifically the southeastern United States. We have a NASA feed from their satellite on your screen right now, and you can see this is the infrared signature, showing those areas of the comet that have the hottest layers of energy. Yellow being the hottest, while the colder layers appear as blue and purple. NASA has told us that the comet's diameter will cause an impact that would be the equivalent to the size of Russia itself, meaning our entire nation will mostly not survive this astrological event, though some might if they are able to reach underground facilities in time. The specific figures shows the comet is now within 1 million miles of the Earth, though it might be even closer should there be an increase in speed before it enters our atmosphere. NASA had said impact time is within 60 minutes, but it looks like it most likely will be much sooner, possibly 20 minutes. That distance might seem a safe period of time to make emergency plans, but NASA is advising all persons within 6,000 miles of Washington, D.C. to take cover immediately. NORAD, the North American Radar Defense Command in Omaha, Nebraska have advised all media outlets that apparently, they can't intercept the comet's trajectory based on current speed of the comet's approach. Its proximity to the Earth to launch any interception missile is now out of the question. America inquired of other nations who might also could assist in this emergency interception, but, the Russians have adamantly said no, they will not, nor will China either. According to their embassy ambassadors, America is totally on its own. All we can hope to do with protecting the lives of anyone would be to try moving large city populations into underground subway systems, or in basements of older apartment complexes which have bomb shelters. Another possible option are mine shafts, that we have kept in reserve for just such an emergency. The main group of the populace who will survive is the government's highest-ranking officials, to maintain the continuance of government. This statement having been sent to us from the office of President Bill Clinton. We can't say what foreshadowed this event, mainly because NASA is trying to get specific details of the comet's exact impact area. We were told in the first moments. It's only minutes now before impact. Let's return to reporter Michael Curtis, who is at the Lincoln Memorial. Michael.
This is Michael Curtis reporting from Washington, a city normally associated with great power. But tonight all anybody really feels is powerless. Some people have gone home to be with their families. Some are in transit trying to get out of this city, but a group of people have gathered here to be together at the feet of a great man who once saved this union, perhaps in the hope that he might somehow do it again. What would you do if you were told you only had 7 minutes to live?
It apparently hit another object in space and it caused enough of a deviation in the comet's trajectory, that it has now gone into a direct path with Earth's orbit. This unknown object isn't known to have been detected by observatories anywhere in the world, according to NASA. No one is saying what it was, only that it shows some indications of being what some scientists say is black matter, a force in the universe that has substance but no mass or visible surface. Our scientific communities say that approaching objects aren't identifiable until at least 6 months prior to their known trajectory to the Earth's orbit. This is obviously a detrimental outcome for America, that we couldn't foresee this happening before it did. Other countries are planning to protect their populations since they won't be directly hit by the comet, as will nations on the other side of the world, because they are not affected either. America itself has no real shelter program in existence any longer since the end of the Cold War, but it is obvious this nation has done many things that have not been moral or ethical over the past 20 years. Perhaps God is handing down his wrath on this nation as a result of our unwillingness to live as he has always told us to. Anyone watching this network should go immediately to your basement, an outside weather shelter or nearest emergency shelter, in the community that serves your closest location to your home. NASA is telling us that the comet's expected impact time is now within the next 10 minutes. We advise all persons to leave immediately. We have been advised from NASA that the impact is expected to reach as far south from Washington as Atlanta, Charlotte, Virginia Beach, Nashville, and northward to New York City, Boston, Pittsburgh, Delaware, and all communities in those areas. Civil defense is not really prepared for this kind of emergency, though they tell us confidentially that most people in America will not survive. Here is what NASA, civil defense, and the observatories around the country are advising us to tell the public of what to expect in the next few minutes that remain. Oh, I'm getting reports that Michael Curtis is seeing the comet's approach into Washington. We've told him to evacuate with the others there, but they won't listen to.
14,
Now
13,
I see it.
12,
It's so bright and it's coming in fast. They've got the countdown.
7.
It's getting too close.
Go. I say go away. You bother me.